I'm kind of excited. We got another first in our shop today. Our first EV. It's like Wakefield. You working on an electronic vehicle? If you've got kids or grandkids, today's video might come in handy. Little update there. I have successfully taken one set of brushes out of one motor and put in the other one, that one that was broke. And now if I can just get it reassembled. So apparently they have done blown up two motors, and I don't know, maybe this is the rev limiter. Makes you proud, right? Well, let's get into this thing, see if we can figure out what's going on. Looks like Shadow's gonna take a ride.
Hey, old man, if you'll get out of the way, I'll fix that thing. Hey, old man, are you listening to me? Oh, good grief. He ain't listening. Hey.
Hello and welcome back. We're back in the shop. Me and Shadow today. He had to go for a walk and it's raining. He's a little wet, which is probably gonna get me in trouble because he just been to the groomer and got all cleaned up. And now I've got him wet and dirty, so Janie will be after me. This is Dad's shop and Pa's shop, so the granddaughters have apparently done blown up another set of motors. So let's get into this thing and see what we can figure out. Thing looks pretty sharp, don't it? Wish I'd had one of them when I was a kid. The doors even open and everything. I was looking at it and I thought, have they got a Nissan symbol on that? Best ride on cars. Pretty cool. Alright, so the first order of business, we got her up on jack stands, and I was just gonna run the engine there, but I spun this tire. That sounds pretty good. That one sounds, I don't know. So, one of them's got an issue. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like, but to me, this one sounds better than that one. So, I put it on charge last night and charged it up. See if we can figure out how to. Well, it seems to be running good there. Alright, what happened there? I guess I was wrong. That one over there's working, this one ain't. Alright, so let's reverse. Let's try low. Low's working. That's supposed to be high. It don't seem like I think it told me to put the child in the car. It's showing full charge right there. 26 volts. When you mash down on it, 22, 16, 12, 10, 9, 8.
Battery is low. Please recharge in time.
Battery is low. Right. We got lights up. Well, check that out. We ain't got headlights and everything. Alright. Issue with this motor. I'll get you in here a little bit closer and we'll look at them other ones on them out. Maybe take another battery and put to them and see what's going on. And we'll kind of compare all of them and see what the deal is with them. Alright, so I think I got you set up there where you can see everything. I'm going to test these motors out here, so let me show you what I got. Went over here and snagged two motorcycle batteries. One of them's a brand new one that I just bought for that Honda, ain't been installed yet. And this one I took out of my Suzuki. So, and I've got my positive side coming in here to this little foot pedal switch. And the negative side I got jumped to this positive, and then this negative is coming off of here. So that's wired that in series. So that will, let me plug this in here. plug this one into the positive side. And let's change this to DC voltage. And so that will, those are 12 volt batteries, so wired in series, that'll be 24 volts, and they'll probably read a little higher than that. So 26.1, so that's about what we want right there. And I got a 10 amp fuse right here in line in case something goes belly up. So before I check the motors, and these are not doing anything unless the pedal's switched down. I took the motors off of the little gearboxes, and so the gearboxes are good. Let's see if I can get you where you can see inside there. So both of them, the gears are good. However, this one's a lot stiffer than this one. That one's a lot freer. Okay, on the motors then. We'll change this back to 200 on the ohms there. And so I was ohming out these motors. And so you should be able, if you hook your ohm meter to an electric motor, it should read through the windings of the motor. And so that one is reading, what we got there, 1.8 is what it goes down to. And I'm not reading anything to the casing. And let me switch leads here. Still nothing to the casing. Now, when I was testing this initially, first it was reading, I moved some stuff around and then checked it again, and it wasn't reading. And so I moved these wires right here. I think it was the green one right there. When I straightened it up, it started reading again. So that wire didn't have a good connection right there. Don't know if that had been an issue or not in the past. Okay, so that reading was what, 1.7 is what it boiled down to there after it lets sit there for a second. So this one, .6, but if you'll notice, it goes double digits when we first touch it. It's like 11 something ohms there. So if I go to the case, that was like 31 ohms, and then it started dropping. Let's see what it gets down to. 4.7, so that's still reading 4.7 ohms to the case. .7 on that side. So I think something's belly up in this motor. I'm probably not even going to hook any leads to it and blow my fuse, because that's the only fuse I got right here handy. And this one, when you spin it, doesn't spin very good. This one is a little looser. I don't know. So I'm gonna hook my leads up to this one, turn my kick my pedal on and see if we can get this one to turn. And I don't know which one of these is supposed to be positive, which one of them is supposed to be negative, so it shouldn't matter. Might just run backwards, but get in there. I'll show you a trick. That one don't fit. Step over here to the toolbox and get a little set of snap ring pliers. Put those prongs right there in the end of that and just open it up just a little. And voila, she fits. All right. Now, if this was 120 volt, I would not be holding this in my hand. But at 24 volts, ain't no big deal. So let's see what happens. Ran for a split second and quit. We'll check our fuse and see if it blew the fuse. Did not blow the fuse. So, what happened there then? Sounds a little different now, doesn't it? Whatever was clicking in there ain't clicking no more. Try it again. Nothing. All right. Go up here to DC. Get my prong to hang on over there. 26 there. So my switch is still working, so we got power going to the motor, but the motor ain't doing nothing. All right. I'm gonna turn you off for a second, and I'm gonna dismantle these motors. They're not made to be taken apart, but they do have, I'll show you. In the ends right here, they got these little tabs bent down. So I'm gonna straighten them tabs and see if I can pull the guts out of that motor, and we'll look at the armature and see if we can see anything going on in there. All right, I'm back. Got this motor took apart, and see if I can show you what's going on with it here. So in here, there is supposed to be 2 sets of brushes. Right there is one set, and this side has just got the little copper piece, and the brush is completely gone. So those 2 brushes are supposed to ride on this armature right here. And it's a magnetic field that makes it spin. On this other one over here, I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but you can see it. I can see that it has both brushes still in there. This one that was reading to the casing as well. I think I might go ahead and hook my lines up to it and just give it a shot. Most it can do is blow the fuse, right? So that little ticking that we heard when we spun that motor to start with was that brush material right there is the biggest piece of it I could find. I don't know where the rest of it went. Wore out, that's probably why it wasn't working. All right, let's see here. Well, it run for a split second and blew the fuse. I expected as much on that because that's not supposed to be reading to the case. So, show you something else here. So it would appear right in here that coming off of these brushes, off of this point right here, they have a little bitty wire going through a little old diode there that is grounded to the case. So apparently in that other one of these diodes has gone belly up, and it's grounding that all the way to the case there. So I'll go over there and look at it. I might be able to just clip one of those and it run without it. I have done stuff like that before, so I'll get back with you here in a second. Little update there. I have successfully taken one set of brushes out of one motor and put in the other one, that one that was broke. And now if I can just get it reassembled. All right, so I got the motor put back together on the little gearbox, and I tried it on the little car over there and it worked. So I'm gonna try it on this battery here and see if this thing, I went and got me another fuse for that one we blew a while ago. See if this thing will work. Oh yeah. So, we've got a good motor and 2 good gearboxes, and this one don't have any brushes or anything in it, so it's just got a good armature and stuff. All right, I'll bring you in here and show you what else got on the thing. All right, so over here on this side, this motor was one that was working good, and I was questioning that gearbox about it being real tight, so I took it loose, just plugged up there and plugged in. It runs good, no issues. It kept telling me that the battery's dead. I got it on charge. The motor that was on this side, I actually ended up taking it off, and it had a short to ground, and that's the reason that the battery kept, like, just immediately was going dead. This one here, the ground plug, I'll show you on this other one. The green wire was completely off from that one over there, so I took it back over there and soldered it back and put some tape on it. Didn't have no heat shrink, and stuck it back in there, and it's working. Give me just a second and I'll stick this one back on there, and I'll set you up here to the side and I'll set that one back on there and show you it's working. Okay, so I want to conduct a little experiment here. I've put a piece of tape on this side where the wheel connects and on this side. And they're not exact, but they're pretty close. And I'm going to get in here and run it in reverse, and then first, and then high. And let's see if those are staying in the same, or if one of them's faster than the other one. So we'll try reverse first. That looks pretty good. That was 11 revolutions. Oh, they're way off there, ain't they? All right, see what it does in high. Well, when I'm about caught back up to the other one. All right, I'm gonna watch the video and see how bad off that it was. All right, so a couple of things here. I just took this one off of that side. It's the faster one. And I went back and looked at those ratios, and in reverse, this one was 11 revolutions to 10 on this side. And in first gear, this one was 12 to 11 and a half. And then in high gear, this one was 12 to 10 and a quarter over here. So this one's faster than those. And also, I didn't put it on camera. I may go back and grease this one and show you. But I took these apart and re-greased everything in there and made sure all the cogs were good. And so that one is a little tougher to turn than that one is. So for some reason, some of them are a little easier to turn than others. Both of those have been re-greased, and that one. So I'm gonna take the motor off of this one. So that one is fast compared to these. And that's the toughest. So I'm gonna start by putting this one on there. They seem to be the same. All the numbers are the same on them, but it's just a different, I don't know, different amount of grease that's on the inside of them, different amount of wear. So I'll take that one apart and re-grease it and see if I can get it stiffened up where to kind of match that one. You kind of want them pulling at the same time. The axle just spins inside of it, so they're not tied together like a lock or anything, but they are both turning, and if one of them's turning faster than the other one, then it's going to put more load on one. All right, so right there's them gearboxes. There ain't much to them. It's just a series of gears there, and that one spins pretty good. And the more grease that you put on them, like that one ain't hardly got no grease on it right there. It needs to be re-greased. So I'll re-grease that, and it'll be a little tighter to spin. All the torque's coming off from down here. And so that's that. All right, so these motors, if you can see that notch right there, lines up with that screw hole right there. So when you go to slide them in there, if you turn that like that and line that notch up with your screw hole right there, it should be able to get your screw to go right in there. There we go. All right, so the more you know. All right, so I'm gonna slide this one back on there, and we'll put a piece of tape on it, and we'll run it and see how much different it is. So this one should be slower now, since it's got the stiffer gearbox on it. And I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but that's the one over there that I actually rebuilt the motor, put brushes in it out of the, took two of them, made one good one out of it, basically. So this one we resoldered, the motor on this side, we resoldered the ground wire back on it. And that one over there, get my plug turned the right way. That one over there, we took it completely apart and put the brushes in it. And so that motor that was on this side right here, that was the only one that was working when we looked at it to start with, it also had a short to ground on it, and that's what was causing the battery, even though it's fully charged, is like you just run it for just a minute and it starts going down to like 8 volts and telling you to charge the battery. And so you think the battery's dead, and it was the motor. So swap that motor that I rebuilt in there for that other one. So that's got us 2 bad motors. So these 2 motors are good. All 4 of the gearboxes are good. So I have ordered a set of motors, but I couldn't find the exact same ones. These are 20,000 RPM, and the ones I got are multi-speed, but the top speed is 30,000 RPM, which would be faster, but probably weaker about pulling. All right, let's throw this thing in high gear because that's where it was off the worst, and just run it and see. Well, they look pretty close together there. All right, let me give you a quick how-to on this thing. If you got your kids one of these for Christmas and it's done went belly up. So these motor assemblies right here, you just unplug that right there. Feed this wire back down through that little slot right there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you can check your connections on this right here, and you can ohm these 2 prongs right here, prong to prong, and you will get an ohm reading through the motor. But then if you go one leg to the motor and it reads either one of them, then you got a dead short in the motor. Motor ain't no good. So pull it off and get you another one. Take them 2 screws out right there. That motor will slide right out. And so you can get replacement motors, and just they're like $28 for 2. I think is what I found on Amazon. So or you can get the whole thing. You just have to get your measurements on everything and make sure that it's right. So anyway, I'm going to replace the motors on these, but this motor's good. That motor's good over there. We're going to put this back together. I've got 2 motors ordered. I'm going to put them in our 2 spare gearboxes. And I went ahead and got a upgraded battery with a 12 amp hour, where this one's just a 7. But for right now, I'm just going to put this back together because it's going to be like next Thursday before my parts come in. So I'll put this together and show you that we've got everything fixed. Rebuilt this motor on this side, resoldered the connection on that one on the other side. So we'll just plug them back in right there, check our connection, and we can push this plug back into that slot right there so she's in there and protected. And then we're going to take this right here, is going to sit on here. I'm going to grab my screwdriver. And it goes, let's see. Yeah. It's got to go a certain way, so can't hardly mess it up. That one started. Get this one started. Make sure my motor gearbox is all the way back in there. And I wouldn't do this with a impact just because it's plastic. Take about a minute to do it by hand. And that way you ain't stripping nothing out. You start hitting that plastic with your impact and it's gonna be garbage. See if I can get you a better view on this side. I was kind of in the way on the other side there. That wheel just fits in them notches right there. Just like that. And I'll hold the axle with the channel locks. That's basically all we need right there. Our Carter key. Knocked all the way down there. Hold the axle, hold the axle again where I can get a good bend on that. And line our little slots up on the wheel. And she is good to go. Alright, switch on. Let's go reverse. First. And high. All right, we're Cadillacing. There you go. We finally got our first EV all fixed up. Oh, she's a hot rod. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this little video. Like, subscribe, share. We'll catch you on the next one.